Hello, hello.
This is Karen with NewClevelandRadio.net, and it is time for Nomad and Lola. And I know we just talked to you like within the last month, but this is even more exciting because you just keep producing more and more. So I think we're going to make this a regular podcast, maybe like once a month.
Sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the last time we talked, it was Hotel California that we
Right.
released. Since then, we did a beautiful cover of Love Me Tender, Elvis Presley's coveted classic. And we actually have been collecting a bunch of wedding footage from some of our friends. Beautiful, gorgeous weddings. Made me feel bad about my own. Like some people rode in on a carriage. They had fireworks. I'm like, oh my God, I was slacking. But we go ahead, we put together a music video that we're going to release for Valentine's Day. And it's so lovey-dovey. But fast forward, here we are in Christmas time. And we have two Christmas originals that we have written. The first Christmas song we wrote was probably 2 years ago in like 2018.
Yes.
And in true fashion, he's from New York. He's from Strong Island.
New York, East Coast.
I'm a brainwashed Valley girl from the Valley here in Southern California. And we couldn't be more opposite when it comes to Christmas. And so we have this argument every year. He always wants to drag me to New York. And I'm like, no, I don't want to go.
The whole story is a New York Christmas. You have Central Park, you have the lights, you have Rockefeller Tree and the Rockefeller Plaza. With
Right.
Skating. You have the horse and buggy ride with, you know, a toasty pretzel. It's cold, but it's so romantic and fun, right? Of course, Radio City Music Hall. I mean, just everything. That's a New York Christmas.
Well, that's Christmas to you. To me, it's barbecuing, having some sunshine, being able to go to the beach if I wanted to. Because let's face it, us real Valley people don't actually go to the beach. It's right there. We just kind of take it for granted.
Well, you know, it's interesting because this year, none of us are really going to New York for Christmas. And I understand California is all locked down right now.
Yep.
So
Yep.
you're not even going to the beach even if you wanted to.
Correct.
But, you know, one of the things that I learned this year, especially with Thanksgiving, for probably the last 25 years, we've never gone away for Thanksgiving. It's just been my husband, my son, and myself because family was all over the place. And this year we had all these great plans. We were going to go to upstate New York and we were going to be with family. And then COVID.
Yeah.
But this year I didn't mind the three of us just having a lazy day on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I think we're all learning what the joy of life really is.
Yes.
So, you know what? You know, Nomad, maybe you will go to New York next year for Christmas. Lola will stay home and go to the beach.
That sounds right.
That would actually be hilarious if we did that one year.
Planning it now. It's happening. So with that, you're right. In this song, you know, we talk about buying plane tickets and all the things that, you know, gosh, 8-9 months ago, it would have been normal. But now when you hear these sorts of things, you're like, can't do that. So it is a little hard, but, you know, we like to be nostalgic in that sense. And we'll sing about what we could do last year.
Okay, well, let's hear this new song.
Awesome.
Here
All
we
right.
go.
Christmas on the coast.
You ready?
Yep.
Here comes the magic play button.
Snowflakes on the windowsill. Horse and buggy ride, such a thrill. Rockefeller tree on one side. So glad to be with you on this New York Christmas night.
I know a Christmas one that's warm and gay. We can go a surfing or a mountain escape. Imported trees and coffee-filled cheer. Give me that California Christmas this year.
How about a toast pretzel on Shore Broadway? Dinner reservations that our favorite play. Cali sun ain't got nothing on time
People say we don't have any seasons. To me, it's paradise for that very reason. You could have it all from desert to pier. Give me that California Christmas this year. Through summer and fall, I will promise you the best time of all. I will promise show you the time of your life. So if you love me, you'll come too. No way. LA, yeah. My love will be here for you either way. We just have to buy the tickets today, yeah. No way. LA, yeah. My love will be here for you either way. Wait, what did you just say? No, that is not how the song goes. You're screwing it up, Nomad. No, we're going to. Hey, yeah. My love will be here for you either way. Oh my God, are you stopping the song right now? This is not how the song goes. We're really sorry. We went there last year. We're not going back. Where are we going, baby? New York. Just have to buy the tickets today. Yeah. No way. LA, yeah. Call your family, tell them to be late. I kinda like it. It's catchy. LA, right? LA, yeah. La la la, la la la, la la la.
Well, you definitely win this year. Since there's a travel ban, we can't go beyond these calls.
I win.
You do win. I love it.
Thank you.
And you know what? It is so apropos for this year, especially. And you know what? You're going to make the most of it, whether you're in LA or somewhere else, because you're going to be family.
That's right.
That's it.
That's right. Make the best of it. That's really the whole year of 2020, right? Like pivot and be grateful. So we wrote this new Christmas song, which totally, I have to say, and there's my Valley girl coming out. It's like totally amazing. And it screams 2020. It really does. But we didn't want to write a COVID Christmas song because that's not timeless, number one. And number two, we just didn't really want to have to sing about that forever. So we took the idea of canceling Christmas and made it cute and made it fun and warm and snuggly. But the truth is, my grandma actually inspired this song. Every year, we had a Christmas tree lot my whole life growing up. So I would be out there chopping trees and putting the stand on, throwing it on top of your car. That's me. And every year around this time, mid-December, she'd be like, "That's it, Christmas is canceled. It's done. We're not doing it. We're not making enough money. It's done." And every year I would hear this and it's been brewing for so long, the idea of canceling Christmas. So I figured, why not? 2020 is the year to do it, unapologetically. And hopefully everybody loves this song too.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I got to put it on the track.
Yeah,
Sorry. Excuse me.
Fix the mouse there.
Excuse me. Here we go. Okay. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
Here we go. This song is called Christmas is Canceled. Bah humbug to this cold weather. We should be somewhere else together. So how about we just cancel Christmas until next year? Fa la la, float away with me. Forgo the gift wrap and red stockings. So how about we just cancel Christmas? I won't bother baking cookies, 'cause Santa left a note conveniently. Christmas is canceled, effective immediately. Sing it. Fa la la la. Fa la la. I can see us dancing in our flannels, surfing all day on movie channels. So how about we just cancel Christmas until next year? Won't have to listen to the family ramble. Let's just light a pine-scented candle. So how about we just cancel Christmas? I won't bother baking cookies, 'cause Santa left a note conveniently. Christmas is canceled, effective immediately. Bah humbug, fa la la, fa la la. Play it, Nomad. I won't bother baking cookies, 'cause Santa left a note conveniently. Christmas is canceled. Christmas is canceled. Christmas is canceled this year.
Well, I don't want to really cancel it. I just want to be just a little bit different this year. Okay.
Sounds good. We'll just tell the family we canceled it.
Well, yeah, sometimes I think we have to do that. Family is great, but sometimes too much family can be a little bit too much.
It'd be too much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How do you do
absolutely.
on the pocketbook with less gifts, right?
It's true.
Although I have to tell you, this year I feel like I'm spending more because there's people that I can't see. And so, but I'm doing it, I'm not buying them the gifts that they normally would ask for because I'm buying them locally. So I'm
That's wonderful.
going to the craft people and, finding things. And if they don't like it, they can regift it. That would be fine too. So
Those are great gifts, by the way. The gifts that you regift.
yeah, exactly. No money out of your pocket.
That's good. As long as you don't regift it to the same person that gave it to you, you're good.
Yeah, you got it.
I would forget. I know I would be the guy. Oh, really? I gave that to you?
You know I gave that to you, right?
You gave it to me?
That's when you roll with it and be like, I know.
So
Actually, yeah, go ahead.
you let something out of the bag before about Nomad is doing a podcast.
Yeah, Nomad has had a podcast for like 5 years now.
Right. Well, it's the first 3-4 years were very sporadic, bumpy. I was still on tour with Babyface, so I didn't have as much time to devote to it. This year, again, once one of those blessings in disguise, we'll call them, right? Once everything hit and I was grounded, so to speak, I really focused on it. So as of January this year, we just pounded out the episodes, and we're going to hit episode 100 on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
How wonderful. That is exciting.
It's called the Career Musician Podcast. And, we've mentioned it here before. So tune in, or if you know people who are interested in, chasing down music as a career, because it's difficult, but if it's in your heart, then you got to do it.
Absolutely.
If you know anybody, definitely pass it along. And now I'm doing weekend webinars free webinars where I talk about all of my experience in the business, and I share my knowledge and wisdom gained through the years. I've been in the biz for 30 years. So it's every Saturday and Sunday, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. You can tune in for free. You just have to go to thecareermusician.com That's thecareermusician.com. There's a sign up link. Hit the sign up for the free webinar, and bam, you're in.
I'm really excited because there's a lot of fantastic career musicians that come and give their insight, their knowledge just for free and have a great conversation. We have the president of the Grammys who's going to be on in a couple weeks.
Harvey Mason Jr.
And, we've had, I could go on forever about the list of people, at least 100 people that are just amazing in the industry. Maybe you don't know their name per se, but as soon as you listen to some of the stories that they have, you're just kind of blown away.
Like one of our recent guests was talking about when he was a young man working as an engineer, and Johnny Cash called his boss and said, "Hey, is Mac around? I want him to come out on the road with me." You know, Johnny Cash calls looking for you.
Yeah. I love it.
Imagine.
And these stories are so important because 30 years ago, the industry was quite different than it is today. So the advice that you probably were given 30 years ago is not going to be the same.
Yeah, but there are some really amazing, like how like the old wives' tale or like the old home remedy that you discover in your older age, and like, why didn't I know this my whole life? That's what you're going to get out of these stories here. It's golden.
And it is this dynamite, because there are so many people out there who want to be in the industry, and they have to understand, what it can take. And it is a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, which I'm sure that, you can show us some of those bruises if we really ask you to.
Absolutely. You got some scars on there.
But I'm so glad that you're doing this and that it is open to those who want to be in the industry or those who just want to learn more about the industry so that they can support artists like yourself.
It's so it's imperative to help sustain the music industry right now. I mean, everybody knows that they have a music file somewhere, right? They have a sad file, a happy file, a workout file, whatever inspires them. It's usually music. And because it's kind of intangible, you can't really, you can hold a CD, you can hold a cassette, but you can't hold a song. So a lot of people kind of take it for granted and they don't realize the blood, sweat, and tears that go into producing a song. So.
And, I didn't understand a lot of it until my brother got into the industry. Okay. And in the beginning, he was actually delivering newspapers in Los Angeles while breaking into the music production side.
Wow.
And
what a hustler.
So we had no idea, we thought he was already famous, so to speak, but, he was struggling. And then when we found out he was delivering newspapers at 4:00 in the morning, we started to appreciate the industry so much more because it doesn't happen overnight and not everybody makes it.
What was his trajectory after that? Was he still in the biz?
He's still in the biz. He's still doing music production. He left California about 20 years ago and then started doing music production on Broadway. Nice. And now he is in Saratoga Springs and doing music production, for individuals, but mostly for Cafe Lena. So hopefully we can get you guys up to New York to Cafe Lena. That would be wonderful.
That would be awesome. I was going to say, we should connect us. He would be a great guest for the podcast.
Well, I will send you his information. And there's also an article I'll send you that was just done in the Saratoga magazine. So you'll get a little background. But this is about you guys and your 2 new songs. And I'm so excited that we get to celebrate the holidays with you. And you have more coming out in the new year, right?
Of course we do. We're just a machine over here. Actually, we have, I would call it the softer side of Nomad Lola that's coming out in the top of the year.
Oh, that's right.
A lot of nomads, we call it...
my lovey-dovey.
Yes, I call it housewife music because I think every woman from 29 and up is just going to be like, oh my God, he's singing to me. And that's what we want.
Right.
So that's coming up at the top of the year, along with our new the Career Musician Pro Series, which talks about the various ways that you can make money as a musician and what avenue you should take according to your skill sets.
Well, that is wonderful. And we will be back in touch with you after the first of the year so we can hear some more music and put some more music up on our site. And I'll be listening to the podcast now because now I'm really, really interested. And sometimes it's nice just to sit back and listen to somebody else do the work.
Yeah,
I'm going to recommend an episode then. You might want to check out Bernie Boyle. He was the former manager of the Beatles, and he talked about how he had like garbage bags full of what? These flyers?
Was it ticket stubs or
ticket
flyers?
stubs or flyers
Yeah,
to a Beatles concert that he ended up throwing away in the dumpster, and he's kicking himself because he's like, oh my God, what was I thinking?
This is in London circa, you know, when he was in his, I think like he was early 20s, and he had just, you know, accepted some work as a roadie, as a helper,
right,
for the Beatles.
How interesting. Wow.
Incredible.
Well, you know, so many of us save so much, and then you wake up one day and you say, what is this all about? But if you're my husband or my youngest son, you don't throw anything away. So
I get along with them just fine. That's me.
Oh, sorry. Was I pointing?
You were, and I'll take it. That is so me.
Well, I want you guys to stay well. Hopefully, you know, this pandemic, whatever we want to call it, is going to be gone soon so we can get you back out performing in front of all of us. And we'll come out to LA to hear you. You can come to Cleveland, Saratoga Springs, and wherever else you want to perform.
Everywhere in between.
I love it. You guys take care. Thank you so much.
Merry Christmas and happy holidays.
Happy
Thank
holidays.
you. You too.